Is it just me, or are we in the era of romance books to rom-com movies adaptation era? Because honestly, I have no complaints, especially if they keep adapting iconic books like My Oxford Year. Yes, you heard it right. My Oxford Year is officially becoming a Netflix movie, and it brings the best stars from the Bridgerton and Descendants universes. So, let's talk about it. This story follows Anna de la Vega, who's played by Sofia Carson, aka our iconic Descendants star. In this movie, however, her character is completely different than what we used to see her in the Descendants franchise. Her character Anna's one of those people who has it all figured out. She's smart, ambitious, and completely focused on her very much planned trajectory in life. So, as any smart movie characters do, she's heading to Oxford University for a graduate program in English literature, and it's supposed to be a short, impressive stop before she dives into a high-powered job at Goldman Sachs. I know, it makes little to no sense for someone to study English literature and then move on to Goldman Sachs, but this is a pure fantasy. So, let's forget the real-life logic for a second. And Anna does not get to fulfill these dreams anyway, because she meets someone who changes everything. Jamie Davenport, played by Corey Milcreast, whom you might remember from the Bridgerton miniseries Queen Charlotte, is a poetry professor with that perfect mix of charm, wit, and a little mystery. Their connection doesn't happen immediately though. It starts off fiery, a little enemies to lovers, if I'm being honest. Not to the Maxton Hall level, but still, there is some animosity there. Enough to spark tension. But then it grows into something deep, something real. Here is how Sophia explains their romance. Anna and Jamie fall in love through poetry and through their mutual love of poetry. It's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. If you know where that last line is from, comment below. But when she said those words, personally, I was over the moon because I already knew that this was going to be the rom-com of 2025. If you've read the book by Julia Whelan though, you might have noticed that some things are different in the movie. In the original novel, Anna was named Ella, and she was working on a political campaign in DC, not heading into finance. But honestly, those changes make sense. The updates reflect the kind of woman Anna is in this version, because in this version she is Hispanic American. She is extremely focused, and used to putting pressure on herself to succeed. Sophia even said it was important to keep that representation authentic. She said, "It was important to have Hispanic representation in the film as I am also Hispanic American." Burr let me know if you liked this changed. Apparently, when Sophia first read the script, she said it felt like reading a classic. She said, "It was timeless, but fresh, real, and true for this generation." Well, personally, I don't think the book had anything to do with any classic that I've ever read. But honestly, it wouldn't be the first script to have more literary merits than the book that it was adapted from. So it makes me even more excited for the movie. But let me know what you think. Plus, it seems like when looking for an actor to play the part of Jamie, Sophia basically experienced love at first sight when she saw Corey in real life. She said, as soon as he walked into the room, it just felt like Jamie had arrived. Apparently, she'd already seen him in Queen Charlotte and knew he had the right energy. And from what I've seen, the chemistry between them is going to be everything in this movie. Ian Morris, who is the director, even said, "They're fantastic together." And I believe him. Corey really did the work for this role too. He spoke to Oxford staff, read up on Sylvia Plath, and even went through The Power of Now to better understand Jamie's mindset. He described Jamie as a man who's spontaneous, witty, romantic, and cynical all at once, and called him an eclectic motherfucker. I mean, kudos to him for taking this role this seriously, and giving all of him to it. Honestly, what a promising young actor. But let me know what you think of him. On top all these, the film was actually shot at real Oxford locations, and I'm not even going to pretend I'm not obsessed with that detail. So, throughout the film, we will get to visit Magdalen College, the Bodleian Library, the Sheldonian Theatre, and more of amazing Oxford buildings and iconic spots. I was just a teenager when I visited the city, so I basically see this movie as my second chance to visit there. Which is so exciting. But what I love even more is that the production didn't just go for postcard pretty settings. They also captured the everyday chaos of student life. I found out that filming happened right around university open days, so real Oxford students actually got caught up in the action. One moment that stood out to me was when two Brasenose college students ended up sitting next to Corey, who reportedly had just grabbed a kebab from Hassan's while they were shooting a scene. According to them, he and the rest of the crew were absolutely lovely. I mean, who wouldn't like to get such lovely behind-the-scenes anecdotes? Honestly, I'm already in love with this movie. But let me know what you think of it. I'm also just really happy to see Netflix giving Sophia another chance to shine. After Purple Hearts blew up back in 2022, it literally became one of the 10 most watched Netflix films of all time. I've been waiting to see what she'd do next, and this feels like such a perfect follow-up. We also have an official release date. My Oxford Year is coming to Netflix on August 1st, and I cannot wait for it already. But let me know if you are as excited for it as I am. For more weekly updates on new Netflix releases, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.